Good morning. Today is Sunday, August 18th, 2024, and this is the weekly Bitcoin price forecast, looking at where Bitcoin went in the past week and where it could potentially go in the future. So at this point, we are on the monthly chart right here. As you can see, this line has been held almost perfectly. Like this month, it came down to about 60K, tried 60K again, closed above 60K, closed above 60K. This month isn't over, but we're going to close above 60,000. I believe we're going to continue to go up from this point. As you can see, this was it's been building, right? So it's like you had a little dip down, a dip down, a stronger dip down, and then like you see it kind of follows this curve here. So this last candle was a very exasperated move. Like it shot all the way down to 50,000. So I mean, I know that triggered a ton of buy orders for sure. Just people waiting for price to potentially drop back down to 50,000. So that cleaned up really all of the imbalance right here. If you look at it, I mean, there's this like kind of area that hadn't been filled, so it kind of got filled up to there, but this whole little area right here has been filled up at this point. So, I mean, that's good to see. That's a sign that should continue up to the upside. I think a lot of that liquidity has been cleaned out of the way at this point. So, I believe we're going to continue to go up from here. So, this has been the monthly chart, pretty much. But you see, like 60,000, it really lines up with like the kind of top to where things would close prior to, right? So, it acted as a ceiling here. I think it's going to act as some type of floor here for 60,000. So, we'll see. We'll see. That's the monthly chart. Let's look at the weekly chart. So again, you have some sort of almost like cone forming. It's really a bull flag. Oh, excuse me. Sneezed. But anyway, so like you have this bull flag that forms pretty much, and you had this major dump down last week, and it's going to continue to pretty much go up at this point, and unless there's some major geopolitical shock that just sends it down, rippling all the way down to like 45K or 40K or something. I don't believe that. You can't really write anything off at this point, especially with everything going on in the world, with whether it be the Middle East conflict or just the overall elections in the U.S. There's a lot going on to be able to be paying attention to. But one thing I'll say about that is when things get uncertain, I think that's when Bitcoin really starts to shine because people know it's a hard asset. They know that there's only so much of it, and eventually they're like, okay, well the dollar looks shaky, the yen looks shaky, the pound looks shaky. Let's try Bitcoin. It's been around for 15 years. It's been holding up. Let's see what it can do. And I think that's really what's going to happen this cycle. So, yeah, I mean, on that, I think we're going up. So let's take a look here. Here's my bull flag, pretty much that we've been looking at since March. I mean, the market peaked in March. And really what's interesting about this is this was when they took away the bank term funding program. So they took away the bank term funding program in early March. So that was a major source of liquidity. And we've really been going down ever since. I think they're about to inject new liquidity into the market. It's been about 5 months now, and it's been like a 5 month downturn. So it's really interesting to see how monetary policy does play into the price of different asset classes, especially Bitcoin. I think I can move this because really that was the start of a new trend. Like we don't have to go all the way out there. But as you can see, I mean, this was 2022. Like we continued to come down, and then there was this movement here. We broke out of this trend. So this channel that had been building since the end of September 2022 to over a year actually. This is over a year of price action, and then the channel just became much steeper and much wider. You can see like we kind of broke below it a little bit, but I think that just gives us more fuel to continue back above. The bull flag has been holding nicely since then. I mean, this isn't a reason to be scared or anything. Like I said, you have this long-term support here. You have this long-term support that reaches all the way back to 2021. And it's been an area that has served as a source of rejection and support and resistance, whichever way you want to spin it. But it seems at this point to have held to the fact that it could barely even tap this before absolutely turning around. So it's good to see. It's good to see the price is holding in that manner. What do we have here? This purple line that I have. Let's go out. Let's go out a little bit. Let's go out. So this is the top pretty much. This is basically the top of the market. Somewhere in this zone pretty much to where things started to get frothy. So it's like it could, it attacked it several times, but really couldn't get too much above it. That is also another key area. So 60,000, like that's the 60,000 that I've been talking about. No, I still want to be on the daily chart. Zoom in a little bit here. You end up having, again, that tap here. We're just kind of consolidating around this 60,000 range. I mean, you see we're like 58, yeah, 800, 58,900 or 59,900 pretty much. So we've been consolidating around here. And that really just still plays into the overall thesis. I just, maybe we have some other dump down to 50K to shake everyone out one last time. I mean, that is possible. Let's say we extend this, but I just don't see it being super probable that we do this and like stay down here. Even if we come down here, I don't see us staying down here. Moving up to an all-time high after this. Eventually we will break the top of this, and we'll break it in a big way. So once we start getting above here, like 71, that's when you can be pretty confident. 70, 71, you can be pretty confident that we're going to continue up to the upside. So let's look at the news. Not really much to look at. I mean, this is next week. So coming into the 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, FOMC meeting minutes, that might be the biggest thing all week. But unemployment, that's small. Let me see. Powell speaks, so I wouldn't trade before 9 o'clock on Monday. Or I guess that's Friday. You also have Jackson Hole, which is it's a meeting that they have. I want to say yearly. But yeah, this could induce some volatility on Friday, and the FOMC minutes, because whatever he says here is going to impact what the interest rates are coming up into the next month. So I think he could say something that could spark some type of hope or optimism. Because once those interest rates comes down, it's kind of a wrap. The rest of the market is going to send, because it's going to become risk on once again. And once it's risk on, that just the housing market, the crypto market, the stock market, they all go up the same way that they did in 2020 and 2021. I think they're at the point now where they're going to end up printing again. They're going to end up printing more money, and the people who are going to win after they do that are the people who are holding assets or who are able to trade with the volatility and profit off of that. So it'll be interesting to see. I think people have a huge opportunity here with crypto, but that's for you to decide. That is for you to decide. So this is the stock to flow model. Different charts that you can find on Bitcoin. So this is basically saying how much Bitcoin is being issued versus how much, I need to get an actual definition. It's, anyway, basically what it's saying is like over time, this came from Plan B pretty much. From Plan B, he came up with his model, and gold has a stock to flow model, silver has a stock to flow model. And they all basically predict what the price could be based on the amount of issuance and supply is out there. So you see it goes from like red at a halving period, which we're at right now, and then it just shoots up to like this yellow and green color, and then it goes back to blue, and then the cycle starts all over again. So at this point, we are at 50-something thousand, and the model predicts that we should be somewhere up about, at this point, we should be at about like 117. If we look at it exactly, it should be like 195. But the model for this cycle is predicting that maybe we get to 1 million. Who knows? Let's just do it on a bear case. So like, as you can see from here to here, that's not a long distance. So my original prediction was 250. I said 250 this cycle. And anything above that is gravy. But realistically, let's say like 188 to 250. But I'm gonna stick with my 250 that I said originally. You see, that's not super far from here. Like that's not super far from this area right here. And if the model becomes correct, you could see something in the millions. I don't think that's super probable at this point. I think that's more of a next cycle thing. So in 2028, going into 2029. But we'll see. Like you never know how this is really going to shake out. But I think we will hit 1 million somewhere in the next 4 to 5 years. The next cycle for sure. That much I am confident. Next cycle will hit multiple. Well, at least single 7 figures, but potentially multiple. What else do we have? The only other thing that I had today was the Dubai court basically acknowledges salary payments in cryptocurrencies. So like that is a source of demand for sure. Like that's a big thing. So Dubai being one of the most crypto friendly countries in the world, they're wanting to pay people salary in crypto. So I mean, like that's another source of demand where people are buying these assets, these digital assets on the blockchain, and they are just paying people. And like, there's so many different use cases that are coming up on a day-to-day basis. That's why I talk about Bitcoin all the time, but it's the entire decentralized financial landscape that is changing overnight in front of our eyes. So it's definitely an exciting time to be alive and an exciting time to watch like the move. So we're definitely in the middle of a financial shift, I would say. So being literate and understanding like what that means for you and for your business and for the people who you love, that's all important. So I think that's pretty much all I have today. Again, this has been Chris Talks Crypto. Check out any crypto-based resources on christalkscrypto.com, and I will see y'all on the moon. Take care. Bye-bye.